January 1st, we are reminded of the wave of self-improvement claiming individuals who set lofty goals for themselves in the spirit of the new year. New Year's resolutions are a tradition born from what seems like the dawn of time, though it's questionable whether they actually assist individuals in reaching goals of self-improvement. Not only do adults participate in New Year's resolutions, but teenagers do as well. And so, in developing our survey, we had a goal of determining if high schoolers set New Year's resolutions, and more importantly, whether or not they actually accomplish them. Teenagers are at a curious stage of life with varying degrees of development and maturity, and this may affect their work ethic and goal setting, or New Year's resolution setting, or lack thereof. We also made sure to collect data on the demographics of respondents to ensure we can catch and track any unforeseen patterns of New Year's resolution setting.
Happy New Year! For our survey, we decided to create a Google form. In order to select our individuals, we used a systematic sampling method in which we surveyed every fifth student who faced the senior patio from left to right in the cafeteria during A lunch on B days. We chose to open the survey on our personal Chromebooks and instruct each individual to respond at that time instead of spreading a QR code because our method prevents more bias. Providing students with the option to take the survey allows room for non-response bias. We also acknowledge that QR codes could lead to undercoverage if only certain students share the link with their friends and the data shows bias towards specific demographics or friend groups. When we were designing our sampling method, we realized that the population was actually just the students who would be in the cafeteria at that time that day. And the student population of Tuscarora would actually just be the population of interest. Considering that A-Lunch only includes fine arts, math, and ELL classes, we acknowledge that the class students were in for lunch should not have any impact on our results. That led us to our next concern of the ELL students possibly not being able to understand our survey. We wanted to keep the experience the exact same for all individuals by not intervening in the survey once we provided the instructions. In order to make it fair for any individual who might not understand English, we created a Spanish version of our survey. Lastly, we approach every student in the same manner by saying, "Hello, I'm conducting a survey for my stats class. Please take a moment to fill it out. If you have any trouble with any question, please try your best and proceed. Thank you." We then handed them our Chromebook, waited for them to finish, then moved on to the next individual.
Hi, my name is Camila Ramirez, and the goal of this survey was to assess the level of which the students care to improve themselves through a New Year's resolution. Our data looked at both the demographics and the types of resolutions these students made, such as for their physical or emotional well-being. Unfortunately, 7 out of 19 of these individuals misunderstood our clear instructions and proceeded after stating that they had never set a New Year's resolution before. Despite this, we found out that 63.2% of the individuals had indeed set a New Year's resolution before. 73.7% of them were white, and 63% of those surveyed were women.
Something interesting to note in our results is that the majority of respondents who had set resolutions before did not set a measurable goal, yet 58.3% of respondents claimed to have met their past resolutions. This seems mildly contradictory in our eyes. It is difficult to know whether the goal has been met if you can't measure it. This may reflect a personal bias held by respondents that they would rather view themselves as more achieving than they really are.